everybody. Welcome to Transfermarkt TV International from our headquarters in Hamburg, Germany. This is the 5th episode since the coronavirus pandemic has caused a stop to basically all football worldwide. And as in the last 4 episodes, we will once again try to entertain you with some interesting stories and rumors that are still out there. We start with our rumor mill that this week features some of the most valuable strikers in the world. And the one with the highest market value on the globe at the moment is Kylian Mbappe. According to Spanish newspaper Marca, Real Madrid is preparing a transfer of the 21-year-old French international in summer 2021. The PSG contract of Mbappe, who again impressed this season with 30 goals and 17 assists in just 33 competitive games, runs until 2022. As PSG insider and former player Jérôme Roten stated, Mbappe signing with the Royals would have been already done if the coronavirus break wouldn't have stopped all activities. As Roten continued, a contract extension for Mbappe with PSG will not happen, making 2021 the last option for the French champion to generate a high transfer fee. Already this summer, Norwegian sensation Erling Haaland might be heading to Madrid again. Marca has the story that Borussia Dortmund's striker is the top transfer candidate for next season before he's joined by Mbappe in 2021. The 19-year-old central striker just signed with the German side in January, coming in on a rather low €20 million transfer fee from Austrian champion RB Salzburg. He has continued to amaze with scoring numbers at Borussia, amassing 9 goals in 8 Bundesliga matches and 2 goals in Dortmund's Champions League exit in 2 games versus PSG. His contract bound at Signal Iduna Park until 2024, but as Marca reports, he has a buyout clause standing at €75 million that allows certain clubs, Real Madrid being one of them, to approach and sign the exciting Norwegian. Serbian striker Luka Jovic was regarded as a possible transfer away from Real. His numbers with the Royals have been far from impressive so far, and also a recent breach of the coronavirus rules rather lowered the standing of the 22-year-old at Bernabeu. But according to a Spanish paper, AS, Zinedine Zidane still is convinced by the qualities of last summer's €60 million signing from Frankfurt. Real officials stated, "We know his potential and nobody questions his abilities," thus denying a possible transfer move for interest Arsenal for the next season. Real's main rival Barcelona is still very much interested in signing Lautaro Martinez, but has issued a plan B if a deal with the Inter striker in summer doesn't work out. Bayern Munich's Kingsley Coman, as German sources told Spanish paper Sport, is on Barca's list. The 23-year-old left wing has played an injury-prone season with the German champions, where he is contract-bound until 2023. Barca are said to be willing to pay €60 million for Coman in transfer fees. The world's number 7 in market value is England captain and personified scoring threat Harry Kane. The 26-year-old Tottenham striker remains a top transfer rumor in the world, but according to Sky UK, will not be transferred from the Spurs to a Premier League rival, thus diminishing the hopes of Manchester United. The Three Lions captain recently considered a transfer if the Spurs wouldn't develop into a title-winning team. Spurs chairman Daniel Levy expects a transfer fee of £200 million for Harry Kane. No transfer fee at all is up for Belgian striker Dries Mertens, whose contract with Napoli runs out after this season. British paper Express has learned that Chelsea are still frontrunners in signing the central striker, who spent 7 very successful years in the Serie A. Arsenal and Manchester United are also evaluating a move for Mertens, who at age 32 still produces some good numbers with Napoli this season. Also in the Premier League, Manchester City, according to the Express, is considering a deal bringing in 20-year-old Olympique Marseille defender Boubacar Kamara. The French under-21 international played in every Ligue 1 match for OM, apart from 2 red and yellow card suspensions, and improved his market value to €27 million this season. Man City is said to be willing to pay €32 million in transfer fees to the number 2 team in the French top tier to acquire one of the world's biggest talents at centre-back position. Not one, but many teams teams are interested in signing Ajax Amsterdam goalkeeper André Onana. The 24-year-old Cameroonian international is linked with clubs in Spain, England, France and Germany, if French newspaper L'Équipe is right. Onana was a vital part of the Ajax team that reached the semi-final of last year's Champions League in a spectacular fashion against Real and Juventus, and in the course of this success signed a contract extension with the Dutch champions until 2022. Now he's expected to leave Amsterdam in summer. PSG, Real and Premier League sides Chelsea and Tottenham are mentioned by L'Équipe as possible destinations for Onana. Today's next category, our stats of the day. David Beckham, Zinedine Zidane and Andrea Pirlo. Great players that we do remember for some very brilliant goals from set pieces. That was then. He is now. Ciro Immobile is the top scorer for the top 5 European leagues after set pieces. He leads 2 other very prominent names as we count down the top 5 from European elite leagues in this category. At number 5, Valencia's Dani Parejo. He's 30 years old, scored 7 goals from set pieces. He stands at a market value of 28 million euros. At number 4, Cristiano Ronaldo. He had 1/3 of his 21 goals from set pieces, 5 of them being penalty kicks. A little better, only 3 penalty kicks it is for 7 goals from set pieces for Lionel Messi. At 112 million euros, he has the highest market value in this category, and he has the lowest, 14.5 million euros for Andrea Petagna, who plays for Spal. He's a lone player from Napoli for the second to last Serie A team. The center striker has 8 goals from set pieces, and this is the man who owns this section. 12 goals from set pieces for 30-year-old Ciro Immobile, the only player in the top 5 leagues with 10+ goals from set pieces, and Italy's #1 scorer with 27 goals in total. 7 players each from the Serie A and La Liga in our top 20, only 1 Premier League player. Goals from set pieces seem to be a specialty in both of the most southern of the top 5 European leagues, with Ciro Immobile being crowned as the master of it. With the coronavirus heavily affecting our lives at the moment, it seems logic that this also includes football worldwide in Transfermarkt's next very unique and own specialty. And our next category, the market value update. With economies worldwide struggling, so are football clubs, or better, football enterprises, which during the pandemic lose a very relevant part of their revenues. Thus, there will be fewer financial resources available for player transfers worldwide than there had been before the crisis. As a reaction to this exceptional situation, we now made an unprecedented step of making a global market value cut of 20% for every player, with players born in 1998 or later being only downgraded by 10%. The total amount of this market value minus adds up to 9.22 billion euros. Our Transfermarkt founder, Matthias Seidel, explains the global market value cut as follows. The stock market prices collapse, many clubs could be threatened by insolvency, and transfer plans came to a standstill for most clubs because of the many uncertainties. At the moment, it is difficult to imagine that transfer fees will continue to rise as they have in previous years in the foreseeable future. So let's take a look at this unique coronavirus pandemic market value update, as we start with many familiar faces which make up our top 11 of the most valuable players worldwide by position. Here we go. In goal, Atletico Madrid's Jan Oblak, who once again showed his great qualities when his Spanish side advanced to the Champions League quarterfinals by eliminating champions Liverpool in 2 games. The 27-year-old Slovenian now stands at 80 million euros. At centre-back, Liverpool's Virgil van Dijk remains the highest-rated player at his position at 80 million euros on market value, but he's no longer joined by Real's Rafael Varane, who received a 20% cut. Matthias de Ligt, at age 20, profited from only a 10% downgrade. Van Dijk's fellow Dutch national team player now stands at 67.5 million euros. A Liverpool pair at left and right back, Andy Robertson, the 26-year-old highest-ranked Scottish player at left back, now standing at 64 million euros. And at right, the world's most valuable defender in the world, Trent Alexander-Arnold, at a market value of 99 million euros, born in 1998, so he's just down 11 million euros, the third Reds player in the top 5 defense positions. As defensive midfielder, we see Chelsea's French World Cup champion N'Golo Kanté downgraded from 100 to 80 million euros, still enough for the #1 spot at his position. Our offensive midfield duo in a 4-3-3 formation sees 2 of our top 10 list. Left, PSG's Neymar at 128 million euros in market value, still a little higher valued than the 120 million euro that Kevin De Bruyne from Manchester City has. The 3-man attack sees 2 Premier League players at the wings positions. Left winger Raheem Sterling, the world's #2 at 128 million euros, edges out Liverpool's Sadio Mane at 120 million, the same market value that came after a 20% drop for Sané's Liverpool teammate Mo Salah, who completes the Liverpool quartet in our top 11 at right wing. And of course, a central striker still reigning as the world's #1, Kylian Mbappe, the 21-year-old PSG striker, at 180 million euros in market value. This is our new downgraded top 11 of the most valuable players in the world by position. Compared to their status before the start of the coronavirus pandemic, this team lost a considerable amount in market value, from 1.39 billion to now 1.15 billion euros, a decrease of 238.5 million euros. We already saw 7 of our new top 10 players with the highest market value in the world, with some little movements in this section as we count down our top 10. Starting at number 10, Trent Alexander-Arnold now makes it into our top 10 as the Liverpool right back is born in 1998, so he was only downgraded 10% to now 110 million euros, as you see on our list here. At 9, Lionel Messi at age 32 was cut by 20%, leaving him at 112 million euros. The Barca star is the only 30-plus player in our top 10. 8, Borussia Dortmund's 20-year-old youngster Jadon Sancho surpasses Messi with a 10% cut of 13 million euros, bringing the English winger to 117 million euros. He's still the most valuable player in the German Bundesliga. At 7, already mentioned in our rumor mill, Harry Kane, the 26-year-old Three Lions captain, is 2 years younger than our number 6, Kevin De Bruyne, who also stands at 120 million euros. So Spurs chairman Daniel Levy might not get the 220 million euros in transfer fees that he wants for Kane. At 6, already said, Manchester City's offensive midfielder Kevin De Bruyne, still the most valuable Belgian player in the world. At number 5, the second of 3 Liverpool players in our top 10 worldwide, Sadio Mane, the 28-year-old Senegalese, now also dropped 20%, 30 million euros less to 120 million euros. Sané's teammate Mo Salah is our number 4 at 120 million euros. And at number 3, the most valuable Premier League player, now down from 160 to 128 million euros, Manchester City's Raheem Sterling, the 25-year-old left wing, now is only 8 million euros higher evaluated than the Citizens' number 2, Kevin De Bruyne, our number 8 on the list. At number 2, Neymar received the second downgrade in a row. The 28-year-old Brazilian PSG left wing, who just recently in December 2019 saw his value decrease from 180 to 160 million euros due to many missed games, now drops another 20% to 128 million euros. And our world's most valuable player increased his lead, even though he was downgraded 20 million euros. PSG's Kylian Mbappe is a 1998-born player, thus we deducted just 10% from the formerly 200 million euros. He now stands at 180 million euros and is 52 million euros clear of our number 2, Raheem Sterling. This is our new top 10 of the most valuable players in the world, feeling the economic impact of the moment. Thank you very much for once again joining us at Transfermarkt TV International from our headquarters in Hamburg, Germany. We hope that you stay healthy, and please do follow all the recommendations given out by your local government to help to fight the coronavirus pandemic. That's it for the moment. Thank you all for joining. Have a good one.